I was very hopeful that I get that job. Well, that was the only job I actually applied for, and one of my friends actually referred me there. So I thought, okay, might as well go and attend it before I travel to India. Well, it was for a government organization, and I don't know whether I should mention the name or not. Whatever it is, it doesn't make a difference. Since I did, but it was like a rapid fire round for me. There were questions coming from all three sides: technical, non-technical, situational, and so many questions. Like, I don't know how I handled it. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but whenever you attend an interview, have like a procedure or method of how you're going to answer each question, because it is not necessary that they will ask you. Hello everyone, welcome to Malz vlogs. So again, I'm back in Starbucks, and the reason why I'm taking this video today is because I thought I will tell you about my interview experience. So go ahead and watch the vlog that I shot that day and then come back. Hello everyone, welcome to Malz vlogs. So I don't know how many of you will see this video because I'm not sure whether I'll upload it. I'm actually going for my first interview after I got my PR, and that's for a government job. I'm hoping I'll get it. It's not like a great post, but a government job is something that I've been wanting to take up. So if I get the job, then you will see this video, but if I don't get it, you won't see it. So let's head on to the office area, and I might get a little bit of time to vlog. I'm actually kind of tense because today is a technical round. It's the first time I'm attending a technical round after coming to Canada, so let's go there. If I get time, I will vlog. Yeah, so I've reached the venue. This is in downtown. This is an iconic place in downtown, and these are the surroundings. It won't be too obvious when I take the video because maybe my future manager will be walking around. Yeah, so I'm just going to wait here. My interview is at around 11 o'clock. Frankly speaking, I don't know. They told it's a technical round, and supply chain is a new field for me, so I'm kind of clueless. That is a Canadian geese, by the way. I don't know if it's called a Canadian geese anymore. It's called as a geese. So I don't know what other questions they might ask. They just told me to come in for a technical round. Don't bring in any documents. So I think it's like just a first round. So let's see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated, and if this interview process proceeds further with the second, third, or if I get a job, you'll see the full video. I'll also give you details as of how you can take it forward. See you. Yeah, so you saw what happened. I didn't get that job. Well, it was for a government organization, and I don't know whether I should mention the name or not. Whatever it is, it doesn't make a difference since I didn't get it. So I attended the technical round, and I didn't get qualified because I majorly screwed up the technical round. Mainly because they had actually I attended a logistics post, and they had actually given me a Excel sheet with a lot of calculations and all. I don't know why, but for some reason the drag and drop facility wasn't there, and then I had to manually calculate everything, which I freaked out. These are calculations I do on a regular basis, but I'm not blaming the tool. They always say a bad carpenter blames its tool. So I'm not that bad carpenter, nor am I going to blame the tool. It was my fault. I didn't get through. Okay. So I was very hopeful that I get that job. Well, that was the only job I actually applied for, and one of my friends actually referred me there. So I thought, okay, might as well go and attend it before I travel to India. But then it didn't work out. And you would have seen. So there are several rounds of interviews. I mainly wanted to talk about how are the interviews done here, or especially for a person like me who's in supply chain management, what are these steps or what are the kind of things that you need to prepare for. So for the government job, they had sent me a email saying that I'm shortlisted. I had applied through Indeed. Yeah, I have mainly applied through Indeed. I'm not used much of any other job portals like LinkedIn or SAS jobs and all those things. I've mainly applied through Indeed. So even the government job, I applied through Indeed, and they sent me an email saying that I'm shortlisted and I will have a technical round. Then they scheduled the technical round. I had to go to their office, which is in downtown, and then attend the interview. So usually they will revert back in a day or two, but then in my case they did not. So hopeful. I think after that they'll have like a round with the manager and then they'll have a round with the HR. I'm assuming that's how the system is in a government organization. But since that didn't work out, I cannot comment on how it will be. But I will tell you about how my current job is. Okay, so like I told you in my previous video, I changed my job, and now I'm in a third party logistics firm which is based in Regina. And so, how did I get this job? Well, that is a very funny story. Like I told you, I didn't apply for any other job other than the government job, and I don't know how they found me. Like this particular firm, I have no clue how they found me. When I asked them how did they see my profile, they told my profile was visible on Indeed, and they had contacted me. Okay, which is very surprising, and I didn't want to not take it up because it was an excellent offer, and this was one of my customer in my previous firm. So when actually I got the email from them, I was kind of thinking, okay, is it like a prank or something? Because I've always wanted to work for those top 3 or 4 companies, and this is one of that company that had called. So the HR person, they had messaged me on Indeed, and they told they want to schedule an interview and things like that. So since like I told you, I was kind of skeptical whether it's a prank that somebody's playing on me. So I had actually went and checked her out on LinkedIn, checking if she works for this particular company. So once I confirmed that, then I responded to her saying that I'm free for a call or whatever she wants and how she wants to take it up. So that evening she called me and then we had a long chat. She was telling me about the benefits, about the job, about what she's looking for and what kind of a role it is. So I work as a logistics specialist or a logistics coordinator. It's the profile wise or the designation wise, it is similar to my previous organization. I was a logistics coordinator there also. But here, obviously the package is better, the profile is better, the company is better, a lot of things are better. So I thought I'll take this one. So yeah, so after that call she told that the main company is based in Calgary and that they will be coming to Regina. I mean, the CEO and the HR person will be coming to Regina the upcoming week. So I told, okay, fine, let's catch up. And I had absolutely no hope. So that day I went back and told Prashant, this company had called me. I'm still thinking it's some kind of prank because how would they actually contact, right? Like usually you apply for jobs and they contact, but in this case, they had contacted. So Prashant is like, just give it a shot. If they're calling, take it up or else don't. So yeah, so it went on like that. And then the next week, I think by Monday or something, she messaged saying that they might be in town by Wednesday. So, I'll give you a heads up. If you're free, we can meet up and then take it forward from there. So finally, I think by Tuesday evening, I messaged her asking, is it happening or not? Because even I need to take off from my work. So then she told, yeah, it's confirmed that Wednesday we will actually meet at this particular location. I was kind of worried because that is not the office location. It was a cafe very close to that particular office, and I was wondering why is she not taking me to the office, for which I have reasons now. So finally, I went for the interview, and my God, like it's been a long time since I attended an interview because even in Bangalore, it was like I was running my own business and things like that. So I have not attended a professional interview in a long time. So when I went in, there was the branch manager and then there was the HR person. They sat me down and I mean, they were very friendly. The way they talked and all is everything. Like I was not intimidated by the way they were. Then finally, the CEO walks in, and he was kind of intimidated, rather silent, and maybe it was playing in my head, and that's why I thought, okay, fine, and I was thinking, okay, fine, what I didn't even know what kind of questions they're going to ask, and I was kind of confident for this interview because I was already handling the career side of things for this particular role. It's just that I have come to the broker side. So, but still, I'm like, okay, what questions might they ask? But it was like a rapid fire round for me. There were questions coming from all three sides: technical, non-technical, situational, and so many questions. Like, I don't know how I handled it. So one tip that I want to give you guys is that you have to prepare really well for such interviews. I know most of you do, but I was following a career coach in Instagram. I will try to put his link beneath this. So this is the only interview I actually went through his profile and tried learning few tactics of how to answer a particular question. So it's the same method for every question, but it's just the way you formulate the points. Like it's like uh, there are like 4 points that you need to put your answer into, and then you get the perfect answer to reply. So I don't know how to explain it, you guys, but whenever you attend an interview, have like a procedure or method of how you're going to answer each question, because it is not necessary that they will ask you questions which you're prepared for. So at least have like 3 to 4 situations that you tackled in your previous job, mainly challenges, or like what went well, what didn't go well, how did you adjust with the team. So have these situations in mind and then tweak it accordingly based on the question. So the interview went for like 1.5 hours, and there three of them were sitting and they were like boom 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 boom. I'm like, oh god, and at the end of it I was so tired. But then yeah, I kind of felt it went well, and I was also trying to fish from them, like so if at all we have to join, when do I have to join, all those random questions, and but they were very very it was very difficult to read them. That's the problem in Canada. Whichever interviews I have attended or Prashant has attended, it is very difficult to read the other person or the person who's taking your interview, mainly because they'll have a very pleasant and happy face in front of you. They say, ha ha ha, all those kind of things. Oh, excellent, wow, wonderful. But you might not get selected for the job. So the same thing happened for this, and I was thinking, okay, will I get selected, blah blah blah, all those kind of things. But then, thankfully, they didn't respond for a week or two. I don't know why, but after I attended the interview, I was so hell bent that I have to get the job. There were some things that were happening in my previous organization also, where some turmoil was happening there, and I was kind of deciding of moving out and things of that sort. But this happened all of a sudden, and I'm like, okay, I really need to move and move on. It's always good to move from one job when if you're in the right space, rather than spoiling it and then moving out. They say in Malayalam, Sruti Nannavumbo പാട്ട് നിർത്തണം. Means whenever you're in tune or whenever you're in melody while singing a song, that's when you should stop and not when it worsens. Okay, I don't know whether I explained it well. So I didn't want to like overcomplicate things in my previous job, because there were some frictions there. So I thought, okay, I should look out, but I didn't know this lookout will come to me rather than me looking out. So I don't know. I always feel that whenever I'm in a tough situation, especially when things were not going well in my previous organization, like nothing major, it was just small frictions here and there, which for me, more than the how difficult the task or the job is, if there's any kind of emotional thing happening or any kind of drama that's happening in office, that's what will affect me even more. And I don't like people who show a lot of attitude in office. There was one person or two people. I would say that rather say one person who was actually playing around a lot, or creating some kind of friction politics and all those things, which I didn't like. And then that turned into another reason, another issue, that it was a mess. I don't want to discuss a lot about it. It's in the past. So from there, I decided, okay, fine, let me follow up with this HR person. It's always okay to actually message and ask the person who took your interview, like what is happening, or like not like pester them, but at least message and ask, what is happening. Is there any progress? And they'll be more than happy to respond back. I've always seen people responding back. Even Prashant has done it for his interviews. So if at all you don't hear a response after a week, you can always ask them what is a turnaround time for them to respond with a decision. If it has crossed the turnaround time, always feel free to actually message and ask them what's happening. So yeah, then after one and a half weeks also they haven't responded. So I gave the interview around the first week until around 10th or 12th they haven't responded. So finally I messaged the HR person and I'm like, do you think it's happening, because I will also need to give notice here and things like that. So then she messaged saying that, I will officially send you the contract, but you're in and blah blah blah. I was like, oh god, like it was like a wow moment for me because thankfully in my case there were two rounds. But then yeah, I forgot about that. So before this happened, after 2 days after the interview that happened in Regina, they told that you need to come to office and shadow our team. In the sense, they just want to know whether I know stuff. I was like, okay, fine. So that does that mean I got the job? And then she's like, no, that doesn't mean anything. You just come to office and shadow. I'm like, okay, fine. So I was like talking to one of my friends in the US and I was asking her, like, what does this mean? So she's like, usually it means that you're in, but like don't go 100% by it. It might also be that they just want to see if you have the knowledge, things like that. So like it was after 2 days that I went to the office. It was in Regina. I saw the office and I'm like, okay, please, really, please, take me. In. It's not that it's a fancy office or something. It's just that the atmosphere seemed nice. So I'm like, okay. Then I had sat down with the manager and the teammate and then tried to understand what exactly the role is. How is it different from the carrier side, or how what are my duties, responsibilities, and things like that. So finally, they gave me an overview of things, and I found it to be okay. So, and yeah, and after all that, by around 10th or 12th, she confirmed that I got the job. By 15th, she gave me the offer letter. So, mostly it is like 2 weeks of notice in any job. Unless and until it's mentioned in your contract, you need more than a month. It's only 2 weeks of notice that you need to give it to your previous employer to leave any kind of job. So on 15th itself, I told my employer that I'll be leaving the job and I'll be taking up this new profile. And he was also kind of okay because obviously he knew that I will be moving out eventually. In fact, when I called him out for a meeting, I was like, so he asked me, "Do you want to meet in the room or do you want to go out?" I told him, "Yeah, let's go out." So I think he guessed it by then that I'm planning to leave. So then he just asked, which company, blah blah blah, and be open. Like you don't need to hide things from your employer unless and until you think they're going to create issues for you. So I was quite open with my employer about where I'm joining and when do I need to join and things like that. So yeah, I landed up with this job. I thought I should share the side of the story of how did I attend an interview because many people have asked me, how has your interview experience been? I've actually not worked in a proper logistics company till date. The previous one was an SINP job, so the interview was also very casual. We were mainly discussing on that terms and condition. And before that, in Canada, I was working in a call center, so obviously that interview is very different. So yeah, so it went well. Work is going good. I'm still learning. They have a 3 months probation, and then overall the atmosphere is kind of nice. No issues as of date. You never know. Like work can go either ways, right? So till now, everything has been fine, and I'm glad that I made the decision of joining. I hope you guys also find the right kind of job. If at all you have any doubts regarding job interview or job or how to apply, where to apply, comments below and let me know. And if you like this video, also share it with your friends who are in Canada and who are looking for a job. I know a lot of people come with a preconceived notion from India. Okay, fine, this is what I will look for, and sometimes you might not land up with that particular job because you might need to start with something much lower than your actual qualification or your specification that you have regarding your job. So in my case, even though I was in marketing, I did supply chain here. I had to start with a basic salary and a basic job, and now I can work myself upward with this role. So, yeah, let me know, guys. I will also be making a video about good, bad, and ugly things about SINP jobs, which I think is very, very essential at this point of time. And I'm not going to talk about my experience. I'm going to talk about the experiences I've heard from my friends, and also a little bit about my experience. Mine has been good so far, but I will talk about other things. There are a lot of things that I want to tell you guys about. So stay tuned. If you like the video, like, share, and subscribe. And that's all.